One Summer Morning by Brianne Henscheid. One summer morning, when I was 8 years old, my mother came into the bedroom, woke me up, and told me she was going to run some errands, and that she would be returning home shortly. She also said that if I got up and did my chores, that she would bring me home a surprise worth the wait. Even though I'm not a morning person, after she told me about the surprise, I quickly jumped up and began getting my chores done. I love surprises, and when my mother finally got home, she was right. It was worth the wait. It was something I never expected. A dog. And not just any dog. She was a 5-year-old, amazing golden retriever. We had been begging my mom for a dog for so long, but she was scared of them and didn't want the extra mess. She already had 5 girls to clean up after, and that was enough for her. But little did I know, my mom had been thinking about getting us a dog, and she really felt that our family needed one. But not just any dog. She wanted our family to have the perfect dog. My mom had literally been praying for a dog for our family and had almost given in and bought one for us on Christmas Eve. But she decided against it because she didn't feel it was the perfect dog. She also had a fear of dogs and knew that she needed to get one in order to get over her fear. And she also wanted someone to look after us in case she wasn't home. One night, while she was laying in bed, she wrote a list down of all the qualities she wanted in the perfect dog. One of the requirements was an older dog, one that was already housebroken, a dog that loved and was used to being around young children. She also felt like our family needed another girl, so she wanted a female. And most importantly, she really wanted a dog that would be nice to our 10-year-old cat. As you can see, she made a list that was quite detailed and very picky. However, my mom didn't give up. She knew the perfect dog was out there. My mom and her friend Vicki had been searching for dogs in the want ads section of the newspaper, but never found one that would fit all the strict requirements. One Sunday afternoon, my mom got a call from her friend Vicki and told her she needed to go grab the morning newspaper and to flip open to the Pet of the Week section in the newspaper. Right then, my mom opened up the paper and knew immediately the Pet of the Week was the perfect dog for our family. My family and I were so excited that we finally had our very own dog. When my mom brought her home from the pound, her name was Odie, but none of us really liked that name, so we changed it to Abby. She was already housebroken, she was very obedient, and most importantly, she loved being a part of our family. Abby was not only a pet to me, she was one of my best friends. All throughout elementary school, the bus stop happened to be on the corner of our home. Without fail, each day, Abby would be watching out the window for us when the bus would arrive. And she would watch for me and my little sisters to get off of the bus and walk safely inside the house. Then she would make sure that we went straight and got to the counter and started working on our homework. She would sit by and monitor us to make sure we were getting our stuff accomplished. Abby knew that my mom wouldn't be happy with us if we didn't get all of our homework done before we began playing. So she would make sure that we were staying productive. Abby never left anyone in our family out, but she always tried to make us all feel loved. My youngest sister, Brenna, loved to read and tell stories, and she would beg us to listen to her. Abby was always there for her and would lay her head in Brenna's lap and listen to her read book after book until they fell both asleep. Abby never wanted me, or anyone for that matter, to be alone, so if I was sitting in front of the TV, she would walk over and lay down behind me so that I could rest my head on her back as a pillow. She also didn't want my dad to feel excluded, and so she would join him on his long adventures up through the mountains on horseback, especially because my mom didn't want him going alone. This wasn't always easy for her because of the terrain they would go on, but she always did her best to keep up with my dad and make sure that he returned home safely. Abby was not only our pet and our friend, but she also was our guard dog. She was very protective of my siblings and I, and when we would go around playing through the neighborhood, she would follow us to make sure that we were being safe and okay. She also checked out every person that walked into our home to make sure they were worthy of being there. Although Abby liked to be protective, she never did it in an vicious manner. Till one day, when my mom had to leave to run a few quick errands, she left Abby in charge of us. We were having some construction work done on the roof of our home at the time, and as my mom left, we were outside playing. Harmlessly, the construction worker came up to us, said that he would help us climb the ladder and get on top of the roof so we could check out the cool view from on top of the house. Abby knew immediately what this guy was trying to get us little girls to do, and knew that my mom would not approve. So as the gentleman began helping us onto the ladder, Abby began barking and looking at the guy, warning him that he needed to stop what he was doing. He did not listen to her, but began continuing to help get us on top of the roof. Abby knew she had to put a stop to this in order to keep us safe, so she reached up and bit the guy on the arm until he helped us down and stopped what he was doing. We all knew that Abby was not happy with us as she began barking for us to get inside the house. So we ran inside and locked the door and stayed there until my mom got back from running her errands. Then we told her what had happened, and I saw her hug and kiss Abby for keeping us safe because she knew that we could have been hurt if we had gone on top of the roof. However, over the years, Abby got sick, and as she began to get older, it was harder for her to get around and move. She couldn't get up and use the bathroom or eat very much because it would make her stomach hurt too bad. It hurt our whole family to see her go through all of this pain, but we didn't want to let her go. And Abby was holding on as long as she could, not for her, but for us. When I was in the 8th grade, my mom picked me up from the bus stop with tears in her eyes and Abby's dog collar sitting in her hand. I started to cry immediately and knew that my best friend Abby had now passed on. As a family, we all got together and promised each other we would never love another animal so much. But even though she was gone, we all have great memories of her and pictures that help me to remember the great impact she had on my childhood. I owe her for a lot of love, attention, protection, and happiness she gave me every single day she was alive. Part of her will live on me forever, and I will always remember that wonderful summer morning when my mom brought home Abby. Thank you.